Vetting the man with 60 million, 6 million, 600,000, fine. Understand that his triggers or his baggage is also something that needs to go into consideration.
For sure.
Because the delusion in a relationship that you think that you're about to change a man who was once a hoe, who was once a womanizer, who was once a person who had these things at his disposal, by merely being with you, that does not change.
No, it doesn't change. But this is what I'm saying. Get it out of be my friend. Sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, because you're not going to be sleeping with me. Now, that's not to say, okay, maybe we can kiss, we can cuddle, we can sleep over.
Okay, stop.
I'm talking about when we're dating, when we're way more serious. Listen, Cam, let me tell you, and then you can big bro me. Is that okay? Okay. So if we get into a space where I choose you and you choose me, while you are sleeping with other women, I'm not sleeping with you. That's all there really is to it.
Okay, but understand this.
Yes.
Hey guys, welcome to Dark Arts Podcast. You really know what it is. Listen, can we talk about a real conversation here? Yeah, Dr. Sarah, that's a little bit delusional. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? Come from somebody who has played with people's boundaries and try to be the bad boy. Listen, that ain't gonna work. Listen, if you know that a man is proficient and efficient in the bedroom with other women and he's sleeping with many different women, there is no room to give that man even an inch. A good player on the football field doesn't need much space to turn, get that ball, and run with it, right? Okay, a wide receiver who's amazing doesn't need much room. A quick, okay, right? And he's got the ball and he's gone. That's to say that her boundaries, whilst I totally understand that she's all about being celibate, and I do agree that I think she is, right? You need to understand that you can't play that game. No, there's no game to be played here. You can't even give him an inch. A kiss and a cuddle. I said, baby, you know what a kiss and a cuddle will do? You know what? Do you know where a kiss and a cuddle will take you? I get it that you're talking about, obviously, not sleeping with him, not sleeping with that man. I hear you, but you are putting yourself in the fire. This is what you see when they talk about Joseph, right? And this is me being honest with you, that I know myself and I know I ain't passed. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, you put me in that temptation, I need to be out that room fast because I cannot resist. I can't sleep with you in the bed and sleep with you, and cuddling you and not want to do something. I'm so sorry. It's not going to happen. It hasn't happened. And it was yet to happen. Because we all know that once you're in that position, your instincts take over. Their instincts take over. They want you. You want me. The reason why you're in the bed is because you want me that way. Let's be honest, right? So you playing that game, okay, maybe not today. Let's be very real. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But you see the walls of Jericho. They came down on the 7th day, not the 1st. They went around 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5th day, 6th day. And on the 7th day, they shouted and the walls came down. I want you to understand that literally putting yourself in temptation and fire consistently does not breed for you to be in a healthy relationship. Sorry, does not breed for you to resist what you need to resist. It actually promotes you to actually be more looser with your boundaries. I wouldn't advise you to do it if I was you. Wherever you go, now that I need you, tears on my pillow. I don't know why that song came to me, but we're going to have to dive deeper into the situation, all right? So listen, if you're here and you're watching Dark Arts Podcast, listen, we're going to go a little bit deeper. I'm going to expose a bit more of what Dr. Sarah said. I'm going to show you that the delusion is there. It is there.
Take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
And it goes deep. All right, let's play a bit more of this clip, right? Because I think there's some things that he said which I really
myself. I'm not gonna play that game.
I hear you.
Because when you're talking to a man who has a lot,
yeah,
who's been through certain situations, I'm not gonna play this childish game. I don't kiss. I do not kiss to cuddle.
I hear you, Cam. I just know there's men on your level that do. I'm telling you right now.
I'm not.
Now, sis, let's be very honest. Again, this is the delusion I'm talking about. Those men, you don't want them. So, sis, you haven't married them. You're not dating them. Let's be very honest. Again, we need to talk that game. You're putting yourself in endangered spaces by doing that. You're playing with fire. Am I saying that you can't have boundaries? No, you should have absolute boundaries. And boundaries should start before you get into that bed. Because once you get into that bed, everybody's foolish. She catches everybody, men and women. So pretending as if that you are, and see, when I listen to that, I think to myself, now I understand why she's so invested. Almost it sounds prideful, not in a bad way, but just prideful in a way. And as a Christian, you know this, right? You've been in that space where you're like, I'm not, I'm a virgin. I've never had sex with anybody, but you've touched certain things, right? Yeah, you watch certain things you shouldn't be watching. You know what I'm talking about, corn. You've done certain things that were not penetrative, but you've done those things, right? You're not purely virgin, my guy. Yeah. So people do that and they invest themselves in and they're like, oh, I'm a virgin. I wouldn't do what you did. I don't sleep around. And they get this air about themselves and they don't realize that ain't it, babe. Okay. And in the same fashion, I feel like she's almost kind of stood on a place where it's like, I've got boundaries. I don't kiss and tell. I don't do the kissing stuff. I don't do the sex and stuff. I'm clean with it. But babe, kissing and cuddling with a man that's proficient and has got a killer instinct is wild to me. Okay. It's wild to me. All right. It is wild to me, and it will only end in one way, with you doing something that you probably don't want to do. I should say don't want to do, but rather in the sense of you falling and being like, damn, I fell into temptation when I really was trying to hold my boundaries. That's what I mean by not doing what you wanted to do, right? You initially start by saying, my boundaries will be so strong, I'm going to make sure I don't do this. And then you fall into temptation. We've all been there. Okay. All right. We've all been there. Okay, now this next point is really important because I think this is a part of the delusion. I said it was a bit, ooh. Listen to this.
The chicks, while I'm fucking all those other chicks, when I finally do fuck you or have sex with you, what the hell do you think happens to those other chicks?
What do you mean? They're no longer there.
How though? But how long? Do you think it just snaps?
No, I don't. I think it's months. I think it's literal months of getting to know a person. It could be a year of getting to know a person.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like you have allowed a man to come into your life and you're saying, hey, we're going to be friends.
Okay, I'm talking about after the friend point.
That's cool.
When I choose, you choose me. Okay, we kiss, that's fine. Okay, we cuddle, that's fine.
Understand.
Yes.
But
so if we've chosen each other and we're saying we're showing each other, and you know what, that's it. You're still taking months for the girls to disappear. Yeah, sis. Listen, sis. You're setting yourself up for a fall, okay? You mean you've chosen each other. You're now dating, and you're telling me it's still taking months for them to get rid of those girls. Yeah, sis. That ain't it. That ain't it, sis. That ain't it. I'm going to tell you that now. That's a lot of horse dribbles. That ain't it. Okay, all right. That ain't it, sis. Don't play that game. You're going to find out. Don't play that game, sis.
Because I don't kiss my friends. I just want to put that out there.
Understand. So I want to make this abundantly clear because you're also guilty in being an accomplice of the monster. Hear me out. So if you're allowing a person to say, I'm going to allow you into my life, only in the friend, like we're going to be friends first.
Yes.
If you're not going to be exclusive to me or with me, keep exploring those options.
Yeah.
While that is happening, and he also is sleeping with other women, do you understand the monster that you're creating? That while he's getting to know you and fucking other women, when he finally does have sex with you as the woman, how long or how realistic do you think a man is going to instantly say, okay, I'm official with Dr. Sarah. Now I'm going to be exclusive with her, especially if he's also emotionally attached to something that you gave him a green light to do.
So this is the thing, because I don't want it to come across like I'm saying, you're my friend today, and next week we decide we're exclusive and now we go together. What I'm saying is there's a vetting process that needs to happen. And I can't say how long the process is because every person is different, right? Sorry, I'm Canadian, I say process. So inside of that, if it takes a month, 6 months, or a year while I'm getting to know this person. Now, this is the thing too, because I have to protect myself. I am a woman, which means I am emotional, which means I will fall in love, okay? Then you add sex to the combination, I'm a slave at this point. Now I'm literally yours at this point, right? So for me, it's not gonna be I'm hanging out with you every single day. It's not gonna be we're talking on the phone every single day. It's not going to be those things. It's do we even like each other? Do we get along? When we start, and inside of this, there's conversations. Is this what you still want? Do you want to still be outside? Are you ready?
After the sex?
No. Way before the sex. Because I'm not going to set myself up for failure. This is during friendship. Friendship means I'm getting to know you. We're hanging out. And it's not going to be all the time, because then what happens, Cam? What happens? Familiarity breeds contempt. Now you're used to me. You're ready. It's like this. Oh, okay. Well, that's just Sarah being Sarah. I'm not going to let you just, that's Sarah being Sarah in me. That's not going to happen. But what I am going to do, I'm going to show you glimpses. This is a glimpse. This is who I am. Do you like it? Do you not? This is how we have fun. This is how we don't. This is how we talk. This is how we this. This is how we that. We're friends. I'm not blurring any lines. Once it becomes, oh, I kind of like this person. Okay, I'm not gonna say I haven't kissed a man that I liked. That he's not in my friend zone. He's just being friends first, right? So when that happens, I don't even have to ask, to be honest. Most time, after a certain period of time, this man is already deading off. There is no more useless casual sex, let's just say that. But he might have a few women that he's got to choose between. He's got the ones that he likes, and I'm in the running of the ones that he likes. Let's see how this goes. But I've never not been chosen. That has never happened.
She says she's never been chosen. She's never not been chosen. Now, I think there's some truth to what she's saying, right? You got to stay calm, cool, collected, and I think that is actually a really good way of doing things. So that aspect is really powerful. I think that's needed, right? Because you're playing with men who have many, many options, and the way to stand out from the other options actually is not to press him, and it's actually not to hold better boundaries. I think it's the way she explained it at the very beginning. It sounded as if like she was wanting to blur the boundaries. Now I've heard it a bit more better. I think she's not blurring the boundaries. What she's saying is there's a process to it. You're going to be friends first, get to know each other. Then there's going to be a part where we'll see when we chat. When you decide you want to choose me, that's fine. Then we can take it a bit further, right? Of course, there's a little bit of that blurred line between the friends and us really saying we're going to do things, which I understand. We're human beings. In that space, I think there's a dangerous game to play, though, slightly, because again, like I said, like the way she described it at the beginning. But if she's sticking to what she just said in the very end, then there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because in that space, what she's really saying is there is progression and the levels. Okay, but I also understand what he's saying, which is if you allow me to have all these chicks, and then I come to you, and I'm still getting to know you, but I'm having all these chicks. Yeah, do you think I'm just gonna quit? Now there are men that will. They find a good one, they will, and there's also men who just weren't going to quit, but they were never going to quit anyway. So it doesn't really matter what process she acts. No. So I understand what he's also saying in the sense of like, if she allows that man to continue to play the game that he's playing, right, he isn't going to change. It's going to take a very long time for those things to change. That's going to let me do another video on my other channel, which is going to be about the fact that he just said that he exposed Jazz.
It happened to me.
I'm not saying that's not my argument. You are beautiful.
Thank you for
saying
that. So
of course a man is going to choose you.
No, because the other women are beautiful too.
But understand, a man will have multiple women in a fuck zone.
Yes.
And will never see the light of day.
I don't agree.
Oh my God, I'm giving you my reality.
This is you are Cam Newton.
I'm trying to
you are in the 1% of the 1%. You cannot put your reality on all men.
I'm not saying that. But if you're talking about high valued men, I'm talking to the men who can relate to what I'm saying.
Yes.
You have been an accomplice of the monster that you have created. If you're allowing me, like, let's just say, and I'm being
I'm going to end it here because I want to do another video on this, right? What he's explaining is actually what Jazz did to him. He doesn't really, the reason why this is why he's a true villain, because he's actually explaining the very thing that Jazz did to him. This is why this is why I keep telling you, he ain't going to wife Jazz. He ain't going to marry Jazz. This is why I say he going to marry Jazz, because he's literally telling you the game. I know this game. Okay, I know this game. He's now coming to say a villain needs a platform to tell you to get the trophies that he's collected. It is part of the villainy. It's a part. You see, Satan is one of those people that tells you the whole story before he does what he does. Okay, the Bible says we're not ignorant of his devices, nor he comes to still kill and destroy, right? But we're not ignorant of his devices. You see, the enemy is still the same way all the single time. The enemy is still the same way all the time. And he is now doing what I believe that all villains do best, which is explain the story. They're telling you the game by exposing themselves. But that's another video for another time. You hear me? If you heard that he exposed himself, drop a comment down below.